Morning, how you doing? All right, here we go again. Buckle up, rough roads ahead. Hopefully, we can smooth out those rough roads. From what I can tell, I probably should have. Again, I'm in the mine with a mine meld. I'm trying to troubleshoot what happened. I should have went to San Antonio or something like that, where it was dry and warm, and I probably would have done okay. Maybe even before Oklahoma. Right. So it was a strange night, but I did sleep. I had a memory. I'm like, wait a minute. What I remember when I used to sleep, I'd sleep with the AC on, even in the winter in some places, because have I'd have an inside apartment where the other apartments would heat it up. So I tried that last night. I turned it down to, especially since it's been wet and all that. I've got my humidity down below 40 and temperature down to at least like 69, and I mean I'm still not healed, but the congestion kind of minimized. Now I did come off that blood pressure pill yesterday, so could also be thickening because of the blood pressure pill. There's also a weird side effect where it causes your body not to be able to clear congestion. So I got to somehow get to a doctor on that. So what's happening is this morning I decided not to release it as much because I think I was over releasing my back, which in itself could cause, neurological issues. So I let it go a little bit, and it feels pretty good. It's just still a little tight on the right side. I'm not sure how we're gonna chill that out. A lot of irritated neurology and everything over on that right side. I'm thinking if I sleep on my back, it'll work, but I gotta find some way to do it comfortably. I think the problem is because all this tissue is irritated that that's not 100% possible right now. It takes a while for neurology to heal. So when I first woke up this morning, both sides were kind of sitting where they should be, and the legs were pretty good. Legs aren't as bad as yesterday, but my back isn't completely released. But for the time being, again, this morning I'm not going to do that because I have to go to a doctor's appointment. But at some point, I need to maybe look at releasing that again. It's just allow that blood to flow freely into that muscle without it having to work. Again, most people's backs, especially as they age, adjust. Right. Back is, I don't even know if a young person, because again, it's using magnesium, and magnesium is weakening a lot of the muscle there. Right. Your muscle adjusts in. And it takes a while for neurology to heal, and my neurology is also, some of it is just starting to communicate where it was cramped before. It may have been the humidifiers. I don't know. I mean, but again, if they just let me be and let me live my life, this kind of thing doesn't happen. Ugh. a lot of ache this morning, but it seems like to me like my neurology is communicating. There's inflammation from it trying to restore also. But this is a little too tight. Left side actually feels just about where it's supposed to be. Maybe a little stronger, but the right side's overpowering. That's probably why the left side's. This is all possible in Texas when it started to know this and to try to work it. And I couldn't get back. I mean, they just kept towards. I know I got to Colorado and I started some massage, but again, there was too much of a break probably between the steroid treatment and the massage. Spraying a little bit more magnesium on that right side. Yeah. They're definitely coming against my medical appointments. That's what the government does all day. Well, again, to a certain degree, Elon Musk is ruining what we actually want to do by making it so stupid, making it about, him and his way of life versus just about fixing government neutrally. Again, I explained this all before. Again, I guess the only thing to do is to get back on the medicine one more time. Right. Keep the room cool tonight. Turn the dehumidifier on. So I think I'll take that now that I drank my that hydration drink. Well, I can't make any decisions up front until I give it time to heal. And as far as not seeking surgery, that just means, we're not gonna put the complete brakes on it. We're gonna study it a little bit further, and not rush. Right. I do wholly believe I would have healed completely to where I was prior to COVID if they'd have been forced to stay away from me and I could get the treatment I needed. 4 years, which means the last 4 years would have been completely different. In fact, I would have stayed in Texas. Now, I think I should have just went to an arid. Like I was looking for arid and then cold, but I don't think I should have did that. I should have went south and did arid like San Antonio, right? And I think that would have probably, at least fixed a few things. Yes, I think San Antonio is arid. I think the right leg is just up too high. Right. But I don't really want to go to a doctor's appointment with without at least one strong leg. The left leg, okay. All right. The key is to get the right side and the left side to come together. The right side, reduces. The left side increases. I think it's still going to be a need for surgery, but I think at this point the right side is just pulling way too much up on all that. Now that could be why the left side is diminishing too. Well, the right side is definitely too tight. So if the right side relaxes, the left side leg might actually pick up. And the key is to do that without magnesium oil. Because what the magnesium oil is doing is throwing that all off a little. Because the right side's got to relax, the left side's got to. I think once the right side relaxes right and it heals correctly. Right. Okay, so it's this nerve. I mean, this thing here. All right, so the right side's going down a little bit now. It's the neck. It's this thing in the neck. I'm trying to. When it warms up too, it might move in a different direction a little bit. Well, the right side's definitely not released like it was yesterday. It's like where it's supposed to be, almost. I think it's supposed to be a little stronger. It's just that right side's still doing crazy stuff. And what it feels like it's trying to do is to strengthen that right leg. Right. Mm. Yeah, left is just. It doesn't feel like that's where it's supposed to be. But no, I mean, I had no interaction between the pain management people and me. It's been like that ever since I've ever used it. I used it a few times prior. It was the first time that I've had an interactive pain management person. If I had him from the start, I'd have known everything, and I'd have been able to treat it better. I think in Naples, the big thing was nobody knew what was happening because some doctor screwed up. I mean, and I had to suffer for that. We don't know what happened. It's still a little cool out here. Trying to get my walk in. Get in the sun a little bit. Well, none of what they're doing really makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, I told you for years you go into government, and it's simple to cut things. It's everywhere probably, but you have to be careful because some things that look like they can be cut can't be cut. No, it's about Elon Musk. He's not a patriot. He wants to be that person that does what he's doing. Like, oh, I saved America. Oh, I built this all on my own. I mean, he's the biggest entitlement receiver probably in the history of the country in reality. Or one of them at least. If he wasn't in with it, he wouldn't have got those billions, that's for sure. So again, just saying that to neutralize everything. Well, you just got to come up with new ways to do government if you want to do it. Again, you're talking about cutting all these taxes, but yet cutting all these programs, and then where does it take us? So you're trying to pay for the inflation that's going to be caused. Right. It's like a dead end street. Well, you signed on to the presidency. Again, I said this, when each person does this. And I say it about each president. You signed on to fix it. It said you could fix it. So again, where are we? You can't fix it. You've already said you can't fix something. I mean, people are like, what? But in fact, you can't fix it, but you're going to make it, increase it. Good morning.
How are you?
All right. So you're going to increase it, and it's because of this, that, or the other thing. So if tonight congested, I'm going to stop the hydrochlorothiazide. fact, I feel like I'm getting more congested right now. But I don't know, maybe too soon. Oh. Like, yeah, I actually have more ache now because it's transmitting more ache. Well, it's actually, well, maybe because it's healing too. Um, all right, so. Excuse me. Well, I don't know. Hopefully, it's all healed. Hopefully, my ears start clearing like they used to. I imagine sitting tight on the right side like that, it might be constricting the tubes. They have something now where they put a balloon in and they pump up the balloon. They can even do it in the ear canal to pump up the tubes so they don't even have to operate. A lot more non-invasive. So I have that thing where you rinse your sinuses. Next. I didn't realize I have my Wi-Fi on. Was ordering a pillow for my seat. A lot of pushback on that. So somebody was stalking this morning at 3 a.m. That's how they are in the government and these private sector criminal cronies as well as foreign intelligence cronies. So they have this thing that they project for each stage of this thing, each stage of someone's life. They've gone straight to hell, all of you. They have no hope. They have no hope. And they go, wow, Jesus can save me from all of my sin. See? Now, I'm not telling you Jesus doesn't exist in that form, but Jesus precluded certain people from it. No, not that list, because we're all on that list. If you take the whole scripture, it's those of you that cause others to fall, and that's it. Because everybody else is just being caused to fall. And I can't do too much massage. I have to let that heal. Right. Somebody's emergency when I started. What time is it? We'll have to get rolling here soon. And get ready for the appointment. I mean, it took them decades to do this to me. They knew the whole time. They knew they were disabling me further. No, it's because they see that this is how you torture somebody, and then they respond kindly to what you request of their life. They torture through psychological pain, and then it leads eventually to physical pain. Definitely generating phlegm at this point. I don't remember this much phlegm in my life. Apparently, this is the sinus trouble capital of the world. I think the only reason I got to these doctor's appointments is because I'm supposed to be filling out paperwork for my benefits lawyer, my compensation lawyer. Whew, a lot of inflammation, but a lot of releasing of tissues and things like that. So, gotta give it time, see what happens. Mostly in the legs. It could be the juniper too. Juniper's out there, and that can cause a lot of stuff. Probably send me to an allergist. Probably should have went before. I can't seem to get anywhere. Where's that other stuff? Oh well. Well, I'll tell you what, I appreciated that sleep last night. Compounding some incense. Whew. Not drinking coffee is like just after having drank coffee, but I got to try to fix this stomach. I used to dilute my coffee. Like I get this cold coffee and dilute it, and then I forgot to dilute it. I did drink a lot of it. No, if I got got to this point 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I would have been able to figure out, what surgeries were necessary and get them done. I mean, when they're necessary, they're necessary. Correct. There comes a point in some people's lives where they need surgery. So, kind of this whole mindset that was kind of forced upon me last time. Again, the problem is I don't have money. If I had money, the other people wouldn't be able to influence me as much. That's how it worked. Even though you're a doctor seeing a patient, if you have more money than your patient, then you have more influence over your patient if you're projecting influence. Right. If your patient has more money than the doctor, then there's less ability for the doctor to sway the patient. And not to say the patient, contradicts the doctor. It's just, some doctors don't give you information that's in your best interest. I didn't receive information that's my best interest. That's for sure. Oh, God. Our right side is just getting totally congested. I allow that to cough to go. And it's kind of stimulated because it sometimes opens up all that. Here comes some of the drip. Now, I probably should have been recommended to an ear, nose, and throat like November, but again, I got COVID. It probably would have, the pandemic would probably been 2 weeks, and right. Well, the only thing I can think is that even though I wasn't cramped up like this like a year ago, right? But I still wasn't where I was supposed to be. Right. Like I can tell now that my left side, like they let me believe that everything on my left side was my sciatic nerve. It was actually my right side was cramped up too high, and it needed to be worked downward. So it needed to be massaged and probably more injections. And then I would have been probably somewhere doable. I mean, over time, the massage therapy might actually improve the drainage. And because it might be swollen and, kind of tight. Right. So that is what it is. Good morning. How you doing? But when I was sleeping, like I'm laying on my right side, that's what's partially doing it. It's pushing kind of the tissues up. That's what I was sleeping on my right side. It was making it worse. I tried to get something. After that, it was a little difficult to get something comfortable on my back because it irritated the right side so bad. Although I did sleep, I do admit, geez, my body crashed. There'll be no doubt with what's going on in my life. We'll get to hear everything. Their bullshit where I don't have any disabilities. That's their bullshit. That's what they use every time. But see, they're blocking me from doctors. Number one, to make me sick. Number two, to say, well, he's not that sick. He doesn't go to doctors, does he? They're sick people. My whole life they did it. Essentially your whole life. I mean, he's just the money maker. Hey, here's money. Woo! Hey, just do it, man. All right, let's see what we got here. There it goes. That's great fragrance. That's the fragrance that spells Hashem. No, my right side stayed cramped up for all that time period. That's what's wrong. When my legs were like cramped up a certain way, it kind of worked, but it wasn't good for the tissues. Well, maybe it'll free up and heal. I don't know. I set the course for a healthy life, and they undo it. Like my brother goes, "Oh, we all forget these things. We just sometimes we forget, to maintain our health." And I'm thinking, no, it's not what it was in my life. It took extreme torture. Great. Over decades. But they get off on it. Yeah, yeah, we did it. Make millions doing it. That's what they say. I got to lose this weight. I think I have a better handle on my eating for some reason at this point. The left leg is kind of diminished, but it's not really painful like the right. I have no idea. I think the right is too tight still. I already told the administration to reduce friction. If they don't reduce friction, I don't know what I can do. I mean, 40 years old they were doing it. 30 years old they were doing it. 28 years old they were doing it. All they had to do was be stopped. I mean, it's that simple. It's not that difficult. I mean, they get put into something. That's how they make money. That's when I did that Bush thing. What they call it, the Bone Society or something. That's the deep state, or a form of it. They all get put in there, and whatever it tells them to do, they do. Like I said, I don't care if you say these are the people that are going to make money. Whew, that sun is really cooking. Right. Oh, here's this thing delivered. Let's see if it's in one piece or two pieces. Doesn't sound good. No, it's in a gazillion pieces. Yeah, I figured it'd be like this because I think they would break it even if they. Yeah, people that would want me to order this broken. All right. I think it's funny. Block me from ordering one more. That's okay. I don't really need it. Yeah, I'm going to call him and say, do you really want me to send this back? I mean, that's ludicrous. I don't even think the whole thing's here. Here, let's look at this. I can't access the camera for some reason. Oh, my definition was off. Oh, well, it's not going to work. But it's an absolute hard condition. I had a feeling that would happen. Like a big joke. The last one available. You got it more. You got it at a discount.